Breaking news! Something huge is happening behind the scenes in Baltimore, and it could completely change the course of the Ravens franchise. We're not talking rumors. We're talking real interviews, real decisions. And the names involved? One of them could reignite the flame this team lacks. Another could be a shocking risk. And one in particular could be the spark that reignites the play like a Raven identity we haven't seen in years. But which one is right? Which one could lead Lamar and this powerful roster to the Super Bowl? Keep reading, because what you're about to hear could completely change your mind. But before we go any further, don't forget to like if you're a true Ravens fan. It's always amazing to see fans of all ages supporting this team. And if you want, comment, "Go Ravens," right now. Let's start with the most electrifying name on this list, Brian Flores. Yes, you heard that right. Jordan Schultz reported that the Ravens plan to interview the current Vikings defensive coordinator for the head coaching vacancy, and this could be a monumental move. Flores' contract is expiring, and he's looking for his second shot at leading an NFL team. The excitement is real, and it's justified. For those who followed Flores' journey, this moment has been building since the controversial end of his time in Miami. Flores, who spent a decade learning from Bill Belichick in New England, earned his head coaching shot with the Dolphins in 2019. And while the media loves to paint that stint as a failure, let's clear the air, it wasn't. He was fired not because of incompetence, but because he refused to tank and had the audacity to question Tua Tagovailoa's long-term viability. That's not failure. That's integrity. That's football conviction. That's what Baltimore has always stood for. Since then, Flores has rebuilt his reputation as one of the league's sharpest defensive minds. From linebackers coach under Mike Tomlin in 2022 to his current role with the Vikings, Flores has transformed units that were good on paper into dominant forces on the field. Despite a less-than-loaded Vikings roster, his defense has consistently ranked among the league's best. He's aggressive. He's intense. He blitzes more than any DC in football, leading the NFL with a 27.4% blitz rate. His defenses impose their will. Sound familiar? It should, because that's what play like a Raven used to mean. Passion, toughness, relentless energy. For too long, that identity has felt like a relic of the past. If you watched the 2025 Ravens and felt something was missing, something primal, Flores might just be the man to bring it back. And there's more. Flores wouldn't be coming alone. The offensive side of the ball could see a major upgrade if he brings Josh McCown with him. McCown is currently in Minnesota, but he's not calling plays. That duty belongs to Kevin O'Connell. In Baltimore, McCown would have full control, his first opportunity to be the offensive architect of a team that features Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, and an offensive line ready to dominate. Imagine the possibilities. A hard-hitting Flores defense paired with a modern, creative McCown-led offense. It's almost too perfect. But Flores isn't the only name in the mix. Enter Vance Joseph, another defensive mind with a rich NFL resume. Joseph's current stint as the Broncos defensive coordinator has been nothing short of elite. Top 3 in rushing yards allowed. Number 1 in sacks across the last 2 seasons. His defenses are physical, smart, and disciplined. Points per game, Denver's holding opponents to under 19 on average. That's impressive. And yet, when it comes to the head coaching role, there's hesitation. Joseph had his shot in Denver, 2017 and 2018, and it didn't go well. A 5-11 season followed by a 6-10 campaign led to his dismissal. Sure, his defenses improved during that time, but not enough to justify long-term faith. And while you can argue he didn't have the quarterback support he needed, and you'd be right, there's still that lingering question. Is Vance Joseph a leader of a franchise or just a great coordinator? For Baltimore, that's not a question to be taken lightly. This isn't a rebuilding team hoping to get lucky in the draft. This is a championship caliber roster. Whoever takes over needs to be ready to win now. That means commanding the locker room, managing a veteran quarterback, and assembling an elite staff immediately. Can Joseph do that? It's a gamble. Then there's Davis Webb. Yes, Davis Webb, former NFL quarterback, now the Denver Broncos pass game coordinator. And while his name doesn't have the weight of Flores or Joseph, his rise has been fast. Webb transitioned from playing to coaching just 3 seasons ago, and he's already made waves. His work with Bo Nix in 2025 was impressive, nearly 4,000 passing yards, a high completion rate, and a runner-up finish for Rookie of the Year. That says something. But here's the thing. Webb is 28. He was throwing passes in the NFL 3 years ago. Is it too early? Probably. This feels like a long-term project, a bright offensive mind who could be something special down the line, but maybe not just yet. Could you really hand over the keys of this Super Bowl-ready team to someone with just 1 year as a pass game coordinator? It's bold. Maybe too bold. And while it's easy to be impressed by potential, Baltimore needs more than that. They need proof, leadership, experience, grit. It's hard to say Webb has that yet. And finally, there's Matt Nagy. The Chiefs' offensive coordinator is set to interview with the Ravens as well. But let's be honest, this is the least exciting name in the mix. His track record as a head coach with the Chicago Bears is uninspiring. His offenses have struggled even under the guidance of Andy Reid. Drops, Penalties. Lack of identity. Kansas City has been carried by Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, not Matt Nagy's schematics. Chiefs fans themselves are baffled he's even being considered for another head coaching role. And if we're being real, so are a lot of Ravens fans. This team can't afford to get this hire wrong. Every name on this list represents a different direction, a different identity. Brian Flores feels like a throwback to what Ravens football used to be and could be again. Vance Joseph brings a proven defensive edge, but an uncertain leadership future. Webb is intriguing, maybe too intriguing for his own good. And Matt Nagy? That one just doesn't sit right. Let's dive deeper into what's really at stake here, because this isn't just about filling a vacancy. This is about setting the tone for the next decade of Baltimore Ravens football. With Lamar Jackson in his prime, a budding star in Zay Flowers, and a defensive core that's still elite when healthy, this franchise is not in a rebuild, it's in a reload. And the wrong decision now could derail everything. Let's go back to Brian Flores, because if there's one name that continues to stir up the most conversation, it's his. Think about the Ravens' defensive identity over the last 2 decades. Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Terrell Suggs, Haloti Ngata, legends. And while Mike McDonald did an outstanding job as defensive coordinator before leaving for his own head coaching opportunity, the team lacked that raw, aggressive energy we used to see every Sunday. Flores brings that in every way. His schemes are chaotic. His players fly to the football. His defenses don't react. They dictate. And perhaps more importantly, he's not afraid to challenge players or the front office if he believes it's in the best interest of the team. He refused to tank in Miami. He refused to endorse a quarterback he didn't believe in. You can criticize the delivery, sure, but the intent? Pure football integrity. In a league full of yes men and cautious hires, Flores would be a bold, culture-redefining move. Then there's the McCown factor. It's easy to gloss over, but it's massive. The Ravens need to find the right balance between a commanding defensive presence and a progressive, flexible offensive mind. McCown's name has been buzzing behind the scenes in coaching circles for a while now, and if you're trying to put Lamar in the best position to succeed, handing him over to a former NFL quarterback who has learned under Kevin O'Connell might just be the key. It's a partnership that makes too much sense, especially with Flores' track record of building tough, smart locker rooms. Now, Vance Joseph, he's a bit of a mystery. Yes, the Broncos' defense has been statistically dominant, and yes, he's put together some great units in both Arizona and Denver, but you can't ignore the 2 seasons he had as head coach in Denver, 5-11 and 6-10. And while, again, he didn't have a legitimate quarterback during that time, the reality is he didn't show much to inspire confidence either. This job in Baltimore isn't just about managing one side of the ball. It's about winning big games, playoff games, Super Bowls. Joseph would have to hit a home run with his offensive coordinator hire, no question. And right now, there's no obvious name connected to him that would make you feel comfortable. That's a concern. And Webb, let's be honest, this would be one of the boldest hires in Ravens history. Hiring a coach with just 1 year of coordinator-level experience? It's unheard of. Webb has impressed in Denver, no doubt. His impact on Bo Nix was legitimate, and his time under Sean Payton gives him credibility. But this feels more like a future hire than a present one. Webb could be a great offensive mind in 5 years, maybe even the next Mike McDaniel. But right now, you'd be putting him in charge of one of the most talented rosters in football with sky-high expectations from day one. That's a tough ask for any rookie head coach, let alone one who was taking NFL snaps in 2022. And Matt Nagy, it's hard to understand the appeal. The numbers speak for themselves, and not in a good way. Kansas City's offense has regressed. Mahomes has looked mortal. The drops, the penalties, the inconsistency, those are coaching issues. And even if Andy Reid still calls the plays, Nagy has a hand in game planning and player development. It hasn't been pretty. And let's not forget his time in Chicago. Outside of one promising season, Nagy's Bears were mediocre at best. That doesn't cut it in Baltimore. Not now. What this all comes down to is vision. Do the Ravens want to return to their roots, smash-mouth football, suffocating defense, and gritty, fearless leadership? If so, Flores is your guy. Do they want to go safer, maybe more methodical, hoping to stabilize without shaking up too much? That's probably where Joseph lands. Or do they want to gamble, to try and catch lightning in a bottle with a young offensive mind like Webb, or a reclamation project like Nagy? That's a much riskier play. And don't forget, there's still time. Other candidates could enter the mix. Playoff teams can't be interviewed just yet. The Ravens are using their first round bye wisely, setting up interviews and narrowing the field. But once the divisional round hits, the